Good afternoon, and it is Memorial Day. Welcome back to Mimi's Place. Today, I'd like to talk to you about some cheap and frugal ideas for summer beverages. Now, with the warm weather coming, if it hasn't arrived in your area, it will be coming soon, and everyone needs to stay hydrated and just sit outside sometimes and just relax with the beverage. And beverages can get pretty costly, so if you're buying like a lot of juices and sodas and um, things like that, pre-bottled drinks in the supermarket, Walmart, wherever you shop, it can get pretty darn expensive and can also eat a big chunk of your grocery budget. So I came up with some ideas that might help you in some way and maybe re-encourage you again to think twice before you buy some of those items. Not saying don't ever buy them, but at least think about the cost and where your money is going. Number one free and frugal cheap beverage is always water. If you're not comfortable drinking tap water, you can buy bottled water if you need to, or you can get some kind of filter to either put on your faucet, or you could get a Brita pitcher like I have, and I use that's how I get my filtered water. Number two is make your own iced coffee at home. All you have to do is make regular coffee, let it cool down, throw some ice in it, your cream, your sugar, whatever you put in it, and have your own iced coffee. It tastes better. It's a lot cheaper. You can have it on demand. Okay. What I like to do, I make a 12 cup stovetop pot of coffee, and I let it cool down. I put it in a container, put it in the refrigerator, and I just pour it out when I want it. And it lasts a long time. Number three would be homemade iced tea. Iced tea is very easy to make, and now with all the different flavored teas and things, it's it's a lot of fun to make your tea. So you could just take your tea bags or loose tea or however you usually make your tea, boil it in just boil some water in a tea kettle, throw your tea bags in there, let it sit a while. When it's warm, that's when you want to add your sugar, if you're adding sugar, because it will dissolve. Pour it in a pitcher or something, or a bottle, something to pour it out of, and you can add some ice and some more water if you need to. If it's too strong, you could add some lemon, squeeze some lemon in there, and that makes great iced tea. You could also do the same with homemade lemonade. Now, how I make my lemonade is I boil some water or heat it up, add a little bit of sugar, dissolve the sugar. I squeeze the lemon juice from a lemon in there. I will take the rind off the lemon and get some pulp in there. I'll chop up some lemon pieces, throw that in there, and you got your homemade lemonade. It's really good. You can make it anytime. Flavored water. Now, you can just use your filtered water and put in whatever fruit you have available if you want to. You could put mint leaves in it. You could put watermelon, berries. If you have any berries, you could cut them up. And I think when you cut up the fruit, you get more of the flavor, like strawberries, things like that. So you could put mint, cucumber, lemon, limes, oranges, a slice of peach in there, some grapes in there. That's another good thing that you could put, and drink your flavored water that way. Okay. Homemade Frosties. Yes, fresh, frozen, or canned fruit with a little bit of water and some ice in a blender, and you have yourself a fruit smoothie. That's really cold and refreshing on a hot day. You can also make your own homemade shakes. Here we make them in Rhode Island. We call them cabinets. I don't know why, but we do. So a shake to us is without the ice cream. A cabinet is with the ice cream. I don't know why we call it that. Just weird. But anyway, you could use some milk, some ice cream, and some flavoring. If you have like chocolate syrup, strawberry syrup, whatever you want, throw it in a blender or just shake it up in a jar or something if you don't have a blender. And it's a real thick. It gets really good especially if you do all the chocolate. You could throw some fruit in there too if you wanted. It's really good, like chocolate, strawberry, or vanilla with strawberry flavoring, or vanilla flavoring and strawberries. Really good. For extra hydration and nutrition for the elderly, let's not forget our elderly. partners or friends or neighbors or someone who is struggling with getting their nutrition up and their potassium and everything. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist. You have to research and do what works for you. But I did this for my mom a couple of times when she was in the hospital and her potassium was extremely low and she didn't like their food. She wouldn't eat. She didn't want their Ensure. She was just being a pain. So one of the nurses called me and said, you know, your mom's not eating. I said, okay, you tell her Hitler's coming up with something special for her. And they did. They said Hitler's on her way. And my mother was like, no, oh no, what's she going to do? So this is what I did for mom. And this is what you could do for someone you know that's struggling eating, okay? I got an Ensure, and her favorite, of course, was chocolate. So I threw it in a blender with some chocolate ice cream. I cut up a whole banana, threw a whole banana in there and some blueberries. And I just blended it all up. And I put it in a big pitcher. And I took some straws with me and I got her cup. And I said, I got something special for you. Well, she absolutely loved this. She drank it. She drank like a whole cup of it. And she said, I like that shake you made. Can I have some more? So I was giving her more. And lo and behold, the next day, they did her blood work. Her doctor called me and goes, I don't know what you gave her, but her potassium's way up. Her vitamins are way up. Her B's looking good, and this is looking great. And so, yeah, it may not be frugal. The Ensure may not be frugal. But if you don't have access to Ensure or you don't have the funds for it, ice cream with some milk and some fruit, especially like a banana, that's really good. If it's something that they can have, they like it. It's a treat. It's like a frozen treat. They don't look at it as as something that they're supposed to have. So I know that it can be costly, the Ensure, but you know, sometimes people give away stuff on Marketplace. On Facebook, you could ask around, you could use coupons, you could ask your doctor if they have any, sometimes they have it. You could check different community centers, ask them if they have any Ensure. So that's always a good alternative. Another good alternative, we used to give mom, I used to put it a couple of times a day. It was called ProCell, and it was, at that time, it was about $11. It was tasteless, but it was nothing but protein powder. Now, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm only telling you what I used to do for my mom. So you have to ask your doctor, your loved one's doctor, do your research. This is my disclaimer. I'm not responsible. But what I did was I put a scoop of that. It comes with a scoop. Put a scoop of that in her coffee in the morning, in her coffee in the afternoon, and I think I actually put it in that drink. It has extra protein, and protein is really important. You don't want any kind of skin breakdown. And God bless my mom, to the day she died, she didn't have any breakdowns of her skin. So protein's really important. And especially in the summer, the elderly dehydrate a lot quicker. By the time they realize that they're thirsty, they are already starting to dehydrate. They also don't feel the heat as much as we do. So when they're starting to feel it, it's been progressing. So you always want to check on the elderly or those who are immune compromised. Make sure that they're hydrated. I gave you some real good, cheap ideas that you could do to stay hydrated for you and your loved ones over the summer. I hope that you like this video. It's something different. It's just some tips that I wanted to pass along. Not everything has to cost a fortune, and not everything has to be bought at a store. You can do these things at home. So I hope you like my video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, just hit subscribe, and I'll be back with another video.